So in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys my honest opinion on the Ecoflow Wave 2 air conditioner slash heater. So I'd say that I've had the unit long enough to make a fair judgment on it. This has actually been one of the most requested videos on my channel recently. So in this video, I'm going to be doing two tests. I'm going to do a nighttime test and a daytime test. All I'm going to do is run the air conditioner for 1 hour and see how far down it brings the temperature. Now, full disclaimer, I'm not getting paid for this video. I just wanted to find out for myself and show you guys the results. Now, Ecoflow themselves claim that this unit can lower the temperature 18 degrees in just 5 minutes of cooling. And after using it for about 5 months, I don't know if I believe that. That's why I want to do this test. So one, I can find out for me, and two, I can show you guys the honest truth. Now, for some of you guys who don't know what the Ecoflow Wave 2 is, it's basically one of the few air conditioners that are portable on the market right now. It weighs about 30 pounds, which is relatively light since we're considering it is an air conditioner. It has a compressor, a condenser, and all the things that you need to put in an air conditioner. So I think that 30 pounds is fair. It can run off a regular AC outlet, and it can also have an attachable battery. I myself do not have the battery. I just run it off my power stations. Now, if you want to get the attachable battery, that's going to be a pretty significant price hike. And the thing I don't like about the battery is that you can only charge it when it's connected to the air conditioning unit itself. So that's kind of a downside. You can't like swap batteries and charge one separately, which might be a deal breaker for a lot of people. I know it was for me. It offers 5,100 BTUs of cooling and 6,100 BTUs of heating. I've never used the heating function as I've only had it this summer. So we'll see in the winter. I don't know if I'll really test it. Electric cooling's not very efficient. You can also choose to get this window cover. It's kind of made of like a thick tarp-like material, but it has holes for your venting tubes to go out. And it's specifically made for car windows. Now, I will say that I'm not happy with Ecoflow. These are currently sold out, but I ordered mine 3 months ago and it just got here like a week ago. So that's kind of unacceptable, honestly. So real quick, I just want to show you guys what comes with the Wave 2. This is the unit itself. This right here is the exhaust hose, and it can stretch pretty far. I mean, I'd say that's about 4 feet right there. And how it connects is it has these little plates that clip in so that it's secure. It's not going to go anywhere. And then this right here screws in and it has a locking mechanism so that won't come out as well. On the front here is where the cool air comes out of. Now, if you want to, they did give you a plate that can go right here. And then this hose right here will connect to that. Like if you're just outside, not in an enclosed space, and it doesn't matter where the exhaust goes, and you just literally want to have cold air blowing in your face or whatever, that's what you can use this for. I've never used it, probably never will. Moving on, down here is where the power cord plugs into, as well as the battery. Like I said, the battery has to be in here to charge, which I don't like. It also comes with this drain hose that'll hook directly into the rear. It says it has internal draining. I tried it once, it was leaking, so I would not trust that feature on the Ecoflow Wave 2. Always use the hose. I drain it into a gallon jug just like that. And on the back area right here, we have the intake hose, which again stretches out pretty far. So as you can see, it's a pretty simple setup. Let me go ahead and plug this into my power station here just to show you guys what the screen looks like. So come over here. Boom. This is our screen. You can switch between fan speeds, adjust the temperature, adjust the mode between heat, cooling, or fan. It'll also show your ambient temperature as well. Very simple screen. I'm going to show you guys the app as well. So as you can see, the app is really simple and really easy to use. You have all the same features at your fingertips. To me, it's just a little faster than the buttons. So moving on real quick, I want to show you guys the wattage that it draws, just how much power you're going to be consuming while you're running this device. I'm going to show you on low and high. Okay, so as you can see, I have it set to AC and I have it on the lowest setting. Let's see how many watts that's pulling right now. Around 285, which is actually pretty efficient for an air conditioning unit. Let me pump this up to the highest setting and see what it gets from there. So it's getting about 302, 303 watts. Now, before I get into the test, I do want to touch on BTUs for a second. The average car has between 12,000 and 20,000 BTUs, and the Wave 2 only has 5,100. So to give a little perspective, picture yourself in the back of a car. I'm only going to refer to cars with no rear AC like my car. Picture yourself in the back on a hot day and the AC's blaring. Okay, in the very back of that car, you're not gonna be completely cooled down. And that's with an air conditioner 3 to 4 times the size of the Wave 2. So when people do say, oh, it doesn't solve the issue of heat, yeah, it's not going to. It's 5,100 BTUs. You kind of just have to take it at face value and look at the science behind it. It's just not going to be able to keep up with the demand of the sun coming down on a metal box. That's just what you're gonna get. I think that this unit was designed for sleeping in evening situations where you're winding down for the night, you're going to your van or your car or your trailer, whatever, and you just wanna cool out and relax and not be sticky and hot. So whenever we look at the results of these tests and see what exactly the Ecoflow can do, we also need to keep that information in mind. But I would say that today I picked the perfect day. It's gonna be like 92 degrees, and I'm gonna keep all my windows shut so no air can escape or come in. That way the test is a little more accurate. I'm just gonna do some work on my laptop out here in the heat and suffer a little bit while it's going on, but that's all right. So without further ado, let's get into the test. Okay, so this is what the window kit looks like from the outside. As you can see, the hoses are vented out. Kind of has like a rain flap as well. I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. On the inside, it kind of sits on my dry storage containers, and you can see the hoses feeding out of the window. Not a bad setup. That way the air is blowing directly into where I sit at and stuff like that. So it's a pretty good layout for me. And how I get power to it, I have my power reel there that feeds all the way to my large battery bank over there. That'll power this thing for a while. So that's how I get my power to it. Let me get this on and plugged in, so that way I can start the test. Okay, so I'm about ready to start the test. I have my thermometer right here. It's reading 106.8. It's not that hot out here. Maybe it's because it's in direct sunlight, probably. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in the car. I'm gonna set a 1 hour long timer on my phone and just see what it does. That's literally all the test is gonna consist of. All I wanna see is how cold the unit will bring down my car's inside air temperature during the heat of the day. As you can see, I have no shade around my vehicle, so it's getting all of the sun's direct rays, which is what I want for this extreme heat test. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I have my thermometer. It's gotten down to 106, so I think it was because it was in the sun. Let me go ahead and turn on the unit and get this test started. Okay, let's get this thing on. Like I said, I'm gonna put it on the maximum mode, so the highest setting. During this test, you can see it's already blowing my pillow, so air is coming out of the air conditioner. And now let's start the timer, and we're off. So while this test is happening, I gotta do some push-ups or something. I gotta make use of this time, get a quick workout in, you know what I mean? I'm really curious to see though what the results are gonna be, because I've ran this during the day. I didn't sit out in the sun like I am now. Obviously, that's just not smart to do. But I ran this in the day and I didn't really feel like a significant difference. Like it kind of took the edge off. So that's why I'm really excited to see what the results of this test is gonna be. So the timer is about 1.5 minutes from being complete. I'm really curious to see what that temperature is gonna look like. Okay, so my timer is about to go off. 30 seconds. I'm just gonna call it right here. Let's see what's going on. Let me turn the Ecoflow off and see what our temperature is. 91 degrees, 91.1. Okay, I'm gonna call it 91.1. What did we start at? 106, I think. So we started at 106 degrees and it brought it down to about 91. So obviously the figures that Ecoflow claims on their website are not true, just from this test at least. You know, they claim 18 degrees in 5 minutes. This took an hour and only cooled down 15 degrees. Again, this is some of the most extreme conditions you could run this unit in. So I would really take this with a grain of salt. Any reasonable person would find shade to go run this in. Like no one's just gonna sit in the sun and, you know, expect a miracle. So I just got everything set up for the nighttime test. Let's see how this goes. I'm in this random business park just because it has good lighting. So hopefully the cops don't come. That would suck. Okay, now it's time to shut all the doors and lock myself in the car. I'm gonna be in the car this time. I'm not gonna be outside of it. I'm gonna do some work here on my laptop while the test is being performed. So I'm not gonna put the temperature gauge right in front of the airflow that comes out of the unit. I'm actually gonna put it off to the side. That way it's more accurate. So as you can see, we're in the vehicle. Everything is sealed. Time to start the test. Temperature reads 84.2. Let me see what the outside temperature is. Okay, so 78 degrees outside. All right, so let's start this test. There we go. You can feel the cold air. All right, let me start my timer. 1 hour and 7 seconds for good luck. Okay, so we're about 15 minutes in and it's reading 78.3.1. So we're making some progress. I hope that I can at least get the temperature in here down 20 degrees. I mean, that should be expected in my opinion. Okay, so the timer is almost up and our temperature says 62.2. So 62.2 was the final temperature. I would say that's okay. It's 22 degrees. I think it was 84 is what it was at. I'm gonna finish the rest of this video tomorrow. I guess I still gotta go shower. So yeah. Okay, so after having time to reflect, I just don't think the Wave 2 is a miracle machine. You know, I don't think it's going to indefinitely solve your cooling dilemma. I think it's great for like supplemental AC. You definitely have to be strategic about when and where and how you use it. To get the most out of your Wave 2, it's gonna have to be in the shade. It's gonna have to be in the evening or nighttime. And you're gonna have to make sure that you have sufficient power to run it for at least a few hours, you know? So I would say about 1,000 watt hour power bank or power capacity if you have batteries would be minimum for this device. I don't think it's a bad product. I just think it's not marketed towards a permanent solution for air conditioning. I think it's more of like a commodity, like, yeah, we take it on the go, we use it here and there, but for regular use, you're really gonna have to strategize with it. And it's just a compromise. Like, you're not going to solve the heat. I don't think it's meant to be a permanent, robust system like a mini split would be. And obviously for a car, a mini split is probably not even practical at all. So if you live in a car and this is all you have to work with, it's fine. Just know its limitations. Overall, I don't think that Ecoflow made a bad product. It is pretty efficient when it comes to energy. If you guys enjoyed this video, I just want to say thanks for watching this far. And I would really appreciate if you give it a like and consider subscribing if this is the kind of content that you're into. I will be doing travel content in the future. And I'm also going to do some giveaways coming up, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to start having a monthly segment on my channel where I review a product and then give one away to one of the viewers. I like shining light on new products and giving people the chance to add something to their setup. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be fun. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.